Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a great holiday weekend. This video, I just wanted to highlight real quick a little bit of teaching from Friday's session. Last week in the inner circle group, we were working on some wall concepts and got into a little bit of risk management and just how to kind of use the pairs trading to make day trading a little bit easier on the indices. I also wanted to show you what we've got going with the algo services. Again, I'm really excited about it because you can run this bot. It's like kind of like your co-pilot while you're trading. It's so easy when you're manually executing or trying to run your strategy. You have so much stuff swirling around in your head. So I like this now because you can be able to run this kind of side by side with your day trade stuff. I'll probably get into a video later, a little bit more on the algo, what we're doing there with like the intermediate term and the longer term trades. And then I wanted to also go over Top Step came out with some changes to their program this weekend, which are really cool. There's really one step now. They eliminated the second step that you have to get through. So you can get through this and fund it probably in a week now. So I'm gonna go through that also. But yesterday or Friday, stocks have been so momentous into the upside, but Friday was a day where it really just kind of kept it simple. We came in, this is drawing the chart. Um, this is near term Russell 5 minute. So you came in, it was pretty good rally. The markets tend to do this now. I think there's a lot of markup that goes in London, especially between 5 and like 6 in the morning. But you get these kind of one directional moves. But I wasn't on for that. I wasn't trading for that. So anyway, you came in and you were a little bit extended. And so I ended up actually taking a short up around these levels and a cover. You had some numbers at 8:30, which moved the market around. And then I'll just kind of show you how to trade the open. And then the NASDAQ was just a long right off the bat in the morning. So we've been, in our model, we talk about real money candles. This is what ignited it after 8:30 numbers, and Russell chopped around a little bit more, which I took advantage of, and then just stayed long on this side of the NASDAQ. It was sometimes you don't have to overthink it and just kind of stay with what price is telling you, stay with what is instead of trying to scenario build. And it's so easy to overcomplicate. Just you want to try to keep your strategy, the model, your thinking as simple as possible. And a lot of keeping that simple is trying not to think. And so we worked on last week identify. Not I think this is going to happen. I feel this should happen. This should do that if this happens. No, it's just, hey, identified a bullish real money candle on the relative basis for a 1 minute. I'm long. Okay, we're in an uptrend. I identified that. Where's my cycles on the 15 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute? And then adding and reducing is the risk management stuff. So, I see so much on YouTube traders talking about 2-to-1 risk reward ratios. I mean, that's so amateur. And you have you're shooting for a 51% win rate and a 2-to-1. Yeah, you have a profitable trading system, but that's not the way to trade. The trade is to know, okay, I got one or two lots in my trading plan. I'll play against me. I also have a fixed dollar amount loss. We went over that last week. But the real power is adding to your winners. So it's adding and reducing. You're booking gains, you're adding some off, you're taking some, you take some profit, you buy some back, you take some profit, you buy some back, and then maybe you add. And that's how you get into the 5-to-1 risk reward. When you start your trade, you maybe only have one contract done. And I've been telling my guys, just stay with one contract to keep it simple. Once you get that down, then you can go, okay, maybe I'll go 1 to 2 contracts against me. But try to go into the scaling and working into positions, just keep it simple, because when you have one contract and you're wrong, if something pulls back against you, that's okay. You're only going to lose on one contract. Then you have your fixed dollar amount loss in your trading plan also. And then when you're right, you're adding and reducing. When you're right bigger. You're right on 1, 2, 3 contracts, 4 contracts. And that's how you get rid of this amateur thinking and you start getting into the bigger risk rewards. And that's how all the big traders, the really good guys, even on a macro level, if you want to talk about the Druckenmillers, those guys always are talking about adding to their winners. All right. There's a way to play contrarian, there's a way to build into positions, but for the most part, it's adding to the winners. That's a huge part of the game, and it's not very complicated. It's just kind of easy to lose track of. All right, so let's see. Let me bring up what I did. So the shorts on the Russell, this was my initial short. I was just kind of feeling out. I thought the market was high. I was quick to cover that because I knew we had numbers. And then the market rallied. So all I did was trade Russell and minis. I didn't even go to the full contract on NASDAQ. I was prepared to, if this short was going to go against me, I was already long the minis, but then I was just going to, again, I was going to get more aggressively long if I got in trouble on this short. So I had been, this is the tick chart, so it doesn't quite go back. I just wanted to illustrate how much busier I was to the point I just made. When I was making money, I was busier on the long side, 24 trades versus 7 on the Russell. So I was adding and reducing, adding the direction of my winner more, even on a mini contract. And you can see I made more than the Russell trading the mini because I was adding in the direction. So I gave that more attention. I gave that more love. But anyway, so I ended up fading this. I'll go to the other chart to show the wall concept I used here, and I kind of used here. But this was me just kind of, I knew that we came down here. I covered well. I was kind of wanting to build a short into this area. I was willing to short. And so I took one there. Again, I was making money on the long side of NASDAQ, so I was fine with adding another lot. And then I covered that, reshorted, covered, short, covered. This created a really nice bearish wall. We came up, failed halfway. I shorted halfway. Boom. You had the drop. And this actually ended up going to pi, I think, on the 5 minute or the 1 minute, closer to like 10:30. But then this is the same concept. There's all this bearishness here. You bounce halfway where we had failed before, so I reshorted. That was just a quick cover, and then I was done by that point. Just trying to do $1,000. I'll show you on the Top Stuff new program why that's important, but just trying to keep it simple for everybody, really. Let me clean this up. So when you look at the wall concept, this drop here put in a nice wall, right? So when I know where the high is, I can short this bounce. It's going to be tough for the bulls to take it all the way back to, not tough because it's in an uptrend, but I know where my edges are. So if I'm long here and we get a nice bar down, right? You put in a low. This was like pi on the 1 minute where I covered. As you come back up, I'm kind of fading that initial price action. That initial, everybody that's long up here needs to sell. And so that's the wall concept textbook. You failed at like a 618 of that move, and then there's your drop right into pi. Could have even taken a long there. That's really all the thinking or the identifying I did. And then the long side on NASDAQ, again, this was the real money candle. And I'm playing the 1 minute cycles low on the stochastic, which is an oscillator. It's an equation of motion. It's a cyclical behavior. And that just helps you with your timing. I mean, the stochastic really is all you need. It got you in low, gets you out on moves up. You always want to take profit in new highs. And then inside of this, there's even, in the tick chart, there's even more cycles, but it's the same thing. I'm buying the, I'll I'm buying the low end of the cycle. So here, well, this was me adding, but the cycle's low. When you get up high, I was booking. Low. I don't know why I added there. Taking up here. And so there was quite a bit of action there, which is fun to do day trade wise. But we get into that with the inner circle and the coaching team. We're going to start thinking about how to work the tick chart even side of the 1 minute. But for the most part, the really good edges, we're just focused on 5 minute cycles, 1 minute cycles, understanding where you are in the trend, being patient, setting up your trade, and again applying that risk management where you get put yourself in a position where you can add and reduce in the direction of your winner. And then there's some work we're doing on the pairs trading. So I can get more long NASDAQ when the market's down here because I was playing the short side. So I make money short. Now I've got some gains in here. It's easier for me to, want to be long when the market's oversold. And then that's when the NASDAQ took off. And then I added to it. So that was that, guys. This is what's cool about Top Steps new program. Whoops. That's the 4th of July sale I'm running. I'll get to that in a second. So there's so many prop programs popping up, but these guys are still leading the way. If you type in like top prop firms, I think Top Step is the #1 ranking on according to a bunch of people. So they got rid of this 2-step rule, which is cool because I know before, if you're new to this, we did a lot of work on the 15 contract side. And I think for anybody now, I think just starting with trying to get to 3,000 is faster. We would spend 2 weeks, a month sometimes. You got to put together 18 grand just to get funded. It's kind of a lot, especially if you haven't been day trading for 10 years. So this is great. And I didn't even realize they were doing discounts now. So it must be like a 4th of July thing. But there's a rule now here that there's just one step you can get through. You don't have to repeat it. They took away they still have the intraday loss, but if you go past your daily limit, you don't have to rebuy in. It doesn't kick you out of doesn't reset your trading combine. They're really just focused on the one rule, which is don't let your account go below the minimum drawdown. So really, if you just target doing $1,000 a day, you can be there in 3-4 days. So that's kind of the goal. I can definitely help you guys do that. It's not that difficult to get to $800,000. Just day trading off the open. We did that all 3 days last week together. Yeah, so that's cool. I guess maybe I'll do. I think I still have an affiliate link that maybe you can even get even cheaper than that. But $50 and start making $1,000 a day. Even there's 20 trading days in the month, guys. I can help you in the coaching program. Even if just 10 days you're able to do $1,000, you can get the consistency there. There's a $5,000 to $10,000 a month profit for you to build up these accounts, and I mean it's only $50 a month, so that's cool. I'm glad they finally did that. I think they're just having to compete with everybody that gets. When I look on the crypto side, there's a lot of prop farming programs and people that are. I think FTMO is an FX1. They're getting people funded pretty fast, so it's good that they finally did that. And what I was gonna say, here's an example of the day trade based on the NASDAQ, what we just looked at. So you should run this in conjunction with your trading. That's what's so great about the model. So here I set it up. I've been working hard on this. You got the trend, you've got the pi cycle. I've run the long-term pi cycle strategies. I've got intermediate term ones now, day trade ones. I've incorporated contrarian trading, stuff with the stochastic cycles, trend following, and you can run these on any asset classes. So You can run them on different time frames. So it sounds like a lot. We can put it on when you put it all together. I just want to focus mostly on equities for the most part on the algo services. And again, you can connect this to any of your brokers. But part of the coaching program is we can start to run some of these strategies on different time frames. So you could be trading the Russell short from a swing and core perspective, be using the algo services in the bot to help with timing. You could automate some of that. You can also, again, just use it as a guide to help you figure out where the edges are. And that's what I was going to say. This is great for even your day trades. So again, this was that move up I talked about after the numbers, and you run this alongside of your manual trading. You're gonna be confirming what you were thinking. Oh, okay, the cycle's low. I got an entry, the RSI, boom. All right, take a profit into the new high long. All the scalping going on. I can run this. I got a RSI model I can run. I have a stochastic one we're running, and then look at the exit. Boom, trend changed. 1 minute went down. Trades over. It's the same thing I did. It's just automated. So that's cool. I think that's going to be really beneficial. And I'm putting that all together in the inner circle. You get access to that. So with this, go to cyclical.capital.com, come to services. I'm going to be offering the algo stuff separately, but that's going to be individual markets on a monthly subscription. I did offer this. I'll just show you for $500, kind of like early access. I'm going to put them all together. So any market, there's one going on U.S. Treasuries, crypto, equities, commodities, FX. But it's a lot of money if you wanted to run all of it. But right now, just to focus on like equities makes sense, and I bundled that at $500. But what's even cooler is I'm just putting that all together, everything. The trading services here, coaching and mentorship. So we're trading live together twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays morning, doing a ton of teaching. It's way better to see it in live action, but then even before and after, post-trade analysis, talking about psychology of trading, all that good stuff. So you're going to get all the courses. I kind of hit on the algo stuff, and I include that in the inner circle price. So the entire institutional model, amazing value. That's 9 hours of everything we built on the institutional desk over 15 years. That's pretty much everything that goes into Cycle Edge and what we do. The options course is great. NASDAQ was down on 2 days, Thursday, down at the lows around pi. If you didn't want to get involved in futures, you could have bought Friday call options for $1,200. So it popped like $4,000. I teach hedging strategies in that. I teach the basics of options. I teach the more advanced strategies like call ratio back spreads, the debit spreads. Oh gosh, even options I used on gold this week were big because gold's had a pretty deep pullback. So while you're building your long position, you can be hedging that with puts, protective puts. That helps soften the drawdown as you're building a bigger position. And then so there's just so many different ways to do that. If you guys are interested in options, I throw that in. Forex is cool. I do a whole background on how we traded Forex, applying the model. I do some history of the currency markets. And then the pi cycle, I mean, that's still is probably the best edge that I've ever discovered. And I said the services are included in that. You guys can read more. I have a discount on the Top Step program, which I really think now we're going to start being able to get people through in a week. So I'm really, really excited about that. I'm kind of annoyed that it's a holiday weekend. We can't get the trading this evening. And then the algo stuff I talked about, yep. So all of that usually is $7,000. I've run discounts before at 3,500. And I decided to do this Independence Day sale. I knocked another 250 off, guys, a 90% discount. I'm running for a couple days till midnight on the holidays. So if you want to get involved, that would be awesome. best way to do it. I was trying to see how I can add the most value and just be there for you guys. So check that out. I will try to do another video later today. I wanted to go over some more of the algo stuff that I've been working on. Some of these swing trades have absolutely been killing it when you combine it with the long term. And we're even picking off the turns, but it's good stuff. I mean, the 1 minute model on this one strategy I've been building is just absolutely killing it. Look at the difference between the drawdown. Look how tight this is. And this is just 1 minute trading. And a lot of these, see how it gets out of the way of this? A lot of these moves are overnight. It gets out of the way of all this stuff. So if you want to increase what you're doing as far as your equity curve, or you guys are in pain with blowing up accounts, or you're just not sure what's missing, trading is really about getting rid of bad habits. And then if I can help you add a couple other cyclical strategies, if I can help you simplify your risk management plan, tighten up kind of your entries, simplify, kind of get out of your own head. There's trading drills we go over, but I've been at this so long, so I definitely can help. And I think now, even with this futures Top Step program, you can start making some nice money here in July. So hope you guys find that valuable. Have a great rest of your holiday weekend, and talk to some of you soon.